So to begin with here, I want to make sure that you go to the Chapter 01 folder in the work files and make sure that you have installed the JSON Painter workspace and the JSON brushes. Now, if you don't know how to install the workspaces or the brushes, go back and check the first couple of videos of my previous Corel Painter 12 training series for VTC. So I'm just going to go ahead now and close this out and close that out, and we're going to go right into Corel Painter 12. Now, like I say, if we go to Window, Workspace, you'll see that I'm in the JSON workspace, and that's exactly what this looks like right here. If we come over to brushes, you'll see that I'm in JSON brushes. If I come to brush library, you can see there it is. So you're going to be working basically in the same way that I'm working. Now, to begin with here, we're going to want to go ahead and create a custom palette because this whole course is really going to be about customization. But we're going to begin that by looking at custom palettes. So we're going to go to Window, Custom Palette, and we're going to say Add Command. Now, the idea with the Add Command is that we can come up here to any of these menu items and we can add command. But I want you to notice that we do have some new menu items that we didn't previously have. We have Other, Panel Menus, and Tools. Now, Tools are basically just different menu items here that are created so that we can create links to these tools right here without having the toolbar actually open. This can be a way to maximize your screen real estate. We also have panel menus, basically just the different flyout menus that are on our various different palettes. And then Other. Now, these are sort of hidden commands, and this is really where I want to work for right now. So we're going to choose Color Talk. We're going to add to New because we don't have anything else within the ability to choose something. So I'm just going to say Add New and say OK. Now, what happens here is that we've created a custom one palette. And if we come up to Window and we go to Custom Palette, you'll see there it is, Custom One. Now, if I were to come over here now and say Add Command, it would still give me the option to add to New. However, if I wanted to, I could also choose to add to Custom One. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to come up here now to Other, and I'm going to choose Swap Colors. And we're going to say OK. So now I've got two commands on my custom palette. Now I also want to go ahead and add a brush to this. So I'm going to come up here and you can see I'm currently using the Glow Digital Airbrush from the JSON brushes. So what I want to do is I want to grab that Glow Digital Airbrush. I want to hold down Shift, and actually before I do that, let me go ahead and just move this custom panel out a little bit. Go over here, hold down Shift, and now click and drag this off onto the custom 01 palette. And you can see there it is. Now if I wanted to drag, say, the fairy dust, I could do the same thing. Go ahead and hold down Shift, click and drag, and there's fairy dust. So now we've got two brushes. We can easily switch back and forth without having to come up here and navigate through all of our various different categories and variants to get to those particular brushes. This can be a big, big time saver. Now we can also rearrange these commands and these icons within our custom palette. If we hold down Shift, I can click and drag within that custom palette to rearrange these guys. So let's say I want something like that. Once you've got your custom palette set up the way that you want it to be set up, I highly recommend that you come up to Window, go to Custom Palette, and go to Organizer. Now the Organizer is going to allow you to do a number of different things with these custom palettes. First, if we highlight this, we can choose to rename it, and I'll do that right now. So I'm going to call this one JSON 1. Hit OK. You can choose to delete it if you wanted to. But the most important ones here are import and export. You can export any custom palette that you've created, and that can then serve as a backup. And that's exactly what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to say export. We're going to go to desktop. We're going to do our work files, chapter 1, and we're just going to call this one JSON 1. And this will be a painter palette file. We're going to say save. Now, the reason why you want to export these after you're done creating them is because if your Corel Painter 12 workspace becomes corrupted at any point in time, you're going to have to reset back to the factory default for that workspace. Now, the thing about that is that you will oftentimes lose customization that you've done, things like custom palettes. The reason why that is because sometimes the things that are causing Corel Painter to have a buggy type of interface are your custom brushes and your custom palettes. So you're going to want to be able to save these guys back out so that you can delete your workspace, get back to a default standard, bring back in your custom palette, and make sure that it's not your custom palette that's causing the problem, and also retain the work that you've done to set these things up just the way you want them. Now we can of course import these and export these into and out of various different workspaces, and this becomes really important when you're working with some of the workspaces that are provided as part of your Corel Painter Extras package. So that can be really fun and useful as well. I'm going to go ahead and say done because we're done with this. And we're going to go ahead and look at some of the ways that you can customize what's in this custom palette a little bit more. If we context click on one of these commands, you can see here that we have the option to set a custom icon. But of course, we want to view his icon if we're going to set a custom icon. So this is the icon here, and you can see that this doesn't mean much to me right now. So if I wanted to, I could go in here and create a custom icon, and we'll look at this more in the next video. But for right now, I'm just going to say view as text. The other thing that we can do here is we can choose to rename the command, and we can choose to delete the command. And of course, those options are also available to us for these icons as well. So basically the idea here is that you have the ability to really customize these custom palettes and make them your own. Now, of course, we can do many more things with these. For instance, a good example would be going to something like Windows, Paper Panels, and choosing Papers. And then if we go to the paper library and we'll say, okay, I want to use this paper all the time. So I'm just going to go ahead and hold down Shift, click and drag, and drop that paper right there just like so. And now if I wanted to change papers, and you can see what my current paper is, I just simply click on that, and you can see there my paper has been changed. So this can also, again, be very handy. You can do this with gradients, you can do this with weaves, you can do this with patterns. You can do this with pretty much everything in Corel Painter. These custom palettes are tremendously powerful.